later, Woodson says it is time to say goodbye. Mentally, he says he's done, but physically, he could probably go at it for a little bit longer, but won't. Kevin?
So we get to see a little history today. Thanks, Pam, as Woodson should be a Hall of Famer for sure on the field here, John. So we get to watch a special moment with Woodson. Now, the AFC West, here's the deal. Denver's playing San Diego right now. If Denver loses and the Chiefs win the division, they get a home game next week. Denver a lot on the line because New England lost. So if Denver wins, they not only win the division, they get the #1 seed. So there's a lot to play for here this afternoon, and we are underway. The Raiders won the toss. They deferred, and the Chiefs will start it out on their own 20-yard line as Conley receives. And here we take a look at Alex Smith. 29 wins in his 3 years with Kansas City since the trade from San Francisco. That's the most in team history, and he's playing well during this 9-game win streak.
Well, Kevin, he does it by being incredibly efficient. He does not turn the ball over. You see the only 5 interceptions. He's been using his legs a lot of late, getting them out of a lot of tough situations and moving the change on 3rd down.
And so here we go. Chiefs in the playoffs trying to get a home game and win the division today with a little help. And we will start off with a pass coming near side. And there is Sherman, the fullback, with a big play. And he lowers the shoulder out across to the 37. And he's got 17 yards on 1st down.
Well, this is an offense that for years has been predicated around Jamaal Charles. Jamaal Charles goes out early in the year, and it's really make them open up their offensive playbook. Alex Smith said in a weird way it's actually made us better. It's made him better because he's looking at every option as opposed to just getting Jamaal Charles the football.
Meanwhile, of injury note, you saw number 79 for the Chiefs. That's Donald Stevenson. He is a 4th-year man out of Oklahoma. Getting the start at right tackle today. Ja Reed, their normal starter, out with a knee injury. Smith, good to throw it again. Coming near side, being pressured from Mayowa, throws and out of bounds. He's going for the backup tight end, Demetrius Harris. And so it's incomplete. So for these Chiefs, now what they've done has been actually pretty remarkable. I mean, they were 1-5 their first 6 games. And you can see they weren't scoring, they weren't getting the turnovers. Well, they've been scoring. And a lot of that is because they've been getting a ton of turnovers in this win streak.
Yeah, a lot of it, their defense has been scoring a lot. But this offense, I've watched them evolve throughout this year. Early in the year, very conservative. Of late, they've been pressing the ball downfield more often. And I think you have to do that to be successful in the playoffs.
Here's Charcandrick West with a good run up across the 45. Still going into Raiders territory. Woodson on the tackle, but not before West ran for 14.
Well, Charcandrick West has been a godsend for this team because of runs like this. He's able to hit it downhill, good blocking up front, and then he's got the strength to carry people with him. Great lateral quickness. Charcandrick West is a football player they kind of fell into when Jamaal Charles went out, and they've got a good one.
Chiefs go 2 tight ends on 1st down. From the Raider 49, it's West again, and he gets eaten alive. My goodness, Justin Ellis, who is a 4th-round draft pick last year, destroyed that play.
Well, Jack Del Rio has always liked those big bodies in the middle. Think back to Jacksonville, John Henderson and Marcus Stroud. Justin Ellis fits that mold, and he introduces himself to Charcandrick West.
He and Dan Williams in the middle, John. It's hard to get by that duo.
It's a lot of beef.
So a loss of 1 and a 2nd and 11. West pushes the pile forward, short gain to give him 3. Williams was there first. So this Raider team, as John mentioned in the open, is really on the come. I mean, they have reinvented this team, and they turned it over to their 1st-year head coach in Jack Del Rio this year. And John, you know him well. He seems to be the perfect guy. He told us yesterday, hey, I had Raider pajamas when I was a kid.
And he looks like a natural in the Raider stuff. He's just got an incredible presence. I think they made a great hire. And as we said in the open, this is a team just pointed in the right direction in all facets.
He grew up in Northern California, Raiders fan. That's why. 3rd down and 8. Smith has time, near side. He's got the tight end Kelsey. Looking for that first, surges forward, and he's got it. Kelsey picks up 10 on another Chiefs first down on this opening drive.
Well, Kelsey is a tight end, but he's really their number 2 receiver behind Jeremy Maclin. A matchup that Alex Smith can look out and find someone. When it's one-on-one, he likes it regardless of who's covering him. That time it's Malcolm Smith. Kelsey gets the ball and gets the first down.
He has had a tremendous year, selected to his first Pro Bowl. Throw it again. Far side, and there's Jeremy Maclin for the 4th first down of this drive. He's got a gain of 12, and the Chiefs uncontested down the field so far.
Jeremy Maclin has been extraordinary. A free agent pickup in the offseason. Andy Reid very familiar with Jeremy Maclin, having coached him in Philadelphia, and he's fit in a big way and really added some juice to this Kansas City offense.
First meeting of the year, Maclin went off against the Raiders. 9 catches, 95 yards, a couple of touchdowns in that game too. Smith on the fake. There's Maclin. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Real methodical drive by the Chiefs, capped off by this touchdown. They put Maclin in the slot where he can work against linebackers. Maclin has worked a lot from the slot of late. It's a way to take the double teams off him. Alex Smith locates him on the play action for an impressive first drive for the Kansas City Chiefs.
8 plays, 80 yards. Maclin's 8th touchdown of the year. That was almost too easy. So a good start for the Chiefs. Now the extra point try by Cairo Santos. And he sneaks it home. So the Chiefs making a statement on their opening drive. Denver scoring early too. Who's going to win this AFC West? 7-0 in Kansas City.
Sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. No fares, nothing to hide.
Well, the Raiders won the toss and deferred, and the Chiefs said thank you very much. 8 plays, 80 yards, 408. Maclin's 8th touchdown catch of the year. And ironically, at the same time, Denver scored on a 72-yard touchdown pass to Demaryius Thomas. So, again, the scenario, if Denver loses and the Chiefs win the division, get a home game in the playoffs next week. So we'll keep you updated on that. Now it's the Raiders' turn. This is Jones, and he's got a nice return out to the 25. And so we will see the Raiders, who have some big-time potential, some explosiveness on this offense, with Carr, the quarterback, and the runner in Murray, and the receiver in Cooper. Raiders football down 7 next.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
There is Derek Carr, and he has had a tremendous sophomore campaign. 31 touchdown passes, 3 more, and he ties the all-time Raider record held by Darryl LaMonica. But he's down 7-0 early as his first possession will start it out with Latavius Murray, 1,000-yard rusher in the backfield. They'll throw it. Coming near side, and that's going to be Jameis Olawale, the fullback, who is knocking people over, and he picks up almost 15 yards. Just throwing people out of the way, John.
Well, you mentioned we saw Derek Carr there having success throwing to Olawale early, but tough, smart, and accurate is how Jack Del Rio describes his quarterback, Derek Carr. I would add that he has an incredibly quick and natural release. I have really enjoyed watching Derek Carr. I think he's got a bright, bright future ahead of him.
And so a quick first down. And they're going to give it to Murray. And Murray runs left side out to the 44.
And Kevin, we talked to Jack Del Rio about Derek Carr. He used to defense against him when he was the defensive coordinator in Denver. He said he loved him as a prospect. But what we had to do was surround him with some talent. So what do? They go out, draft Amari Cooper. They go out, and get a guy like Michael Crabtree. You've got the running back in Murray. They've really got a nice nucleus around Derek Carr.
Second and 5. Carr near side. There's Amari Cooper. Catch, and he's hit immediately right at the line of scrimmage by Sean Smith. I think he got it, and they will mark it for a first down. Meanwhile, we've got a game break. Mike Hill, how'd the Broncos get in front?
They got in front by doing this. Brock Osweiler to Demaryius Thomas. 72 yards scored there against San Diego. Of course, as you know, Denver with the win can knock off the Chiefs for the AFC West crown. Also, they can wrap up home field advantage because the Patriots lost today. Kevin, John, back to you.
There's a lot going on, Mike. Thanks. So it's the first down for the Raiders. Cooper out of the game. Andre Holmes in the game. Number 18 for him. First down. Give it to Murray. And Latavius Murray fights his way forward down to the Chiefs' 46-yard line. Now they're going to put him down about the 46.5. John, there's Cooper back in there. You talked about the weapons for this team as we look at Cooper on the last catch.
Sean Smith with a nice physical tackle. Cooper gets up favoring that right shoulder, but good to see him right back in action for the Oakland Raiders.
I was going to say, how many football fans, if you're not a diehard, would know coming in that Latavius Murray is fourth in the NFL in rushing? You're going to get to know him if you don't know him already. But here the Chiefs up to the task. He's going to lose 1.5 yards. Jay Howard on the stop. And so a third down coming up. So, you know, these Raiders, they're really young. I mean, Carr in his second year. Murray, who's really just scratching the surface, didn't play his first year, in his third year. And Cooper, the rookie. Big-time numbers here from this crew.
Absolutely. You know, they call them the Big Three, and you see why with the production.
See if they can produce here today. Third down and 8 on their opening possession. Chiefs bringing everybody. Carr has time. Pressured from the backside. Throws, no. Hit. Loses the ball out of bounds, and it'll be fourth down. Ron Parker came on the corner blitz, and he's done that a lot this year as Parker.
Well, Bob Sutton, the defensive coordinator, had success late in the first game. Induced Derek Carr into 3 interceptions by bringing pressure. This time the Raiders pick up the pressure, but great coverage down the field. Carr has nowhere to throw it, and Parker eventually tracks him down.
Yeah, they'll bring him a lot. He's got 4 sacks from the secondary, so that's not uncommon. Now, Marquette King, the punter for the Raiders, who had a ridiculous game on Christmas Eve, where he dropped 6 punts, 6 inside the 20. Just barely got that off. This is inside the 20 again, and good bounce, does his job. So Marquette King becoming one of the better punters in this league. Chiefs football up 7-zip. Alex Smith next.
Today's game is sponsored by Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
All right, so Chiefs 7-0 over the Raiders. Their football. Denver 7-3. So Denver scored on a long pass. Their first possession. Chargers come back with a field goal, and the scenario simple. Broncos win. They not only win the division, they get the #1 seed. But if Denver loses and KC wins, Chiefs win the division and get a home game next week. So they started off, and we get movement. Tony Correnti is our referee for today's game. Tony?
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 90. 5-yard penalty will remain first down.
It's on Dan Williams, big nose tackle they brought over from Arizona this offseason.
And that's a trend that you're seeing league-wide. This year, more than ever, I've seen it out of the shotgun. Hard counts just used to be under center. Quarterbacks are spending so much time in the gun, they've incorporated the hard count into the shotgun repertoire, and it's working league-wide.
And it gets them an easy 5 yards, so a 1st and 5. Here's Spencer Ware getting his first carry. And Ware, the second-year man from LSU. So the Chiefs go down the field and score on the opening drive, but you said when we started the show about how they can have some sustainability in the playoffs.
Yeah, you know, I think it's important, Kevin, for them, as I mentioned early in the year, very conservative on offense. A lot of throws behind the line of scrimmage. That's still a part of their offense. I'm seeing more of them taking it down the field. I think you even have to open it up more. We saw it on that first drive. Bottom line, in the playoffs, you've got to score points because your defense, as great as it's been, you're going to go up against great offenses. You've got to score points to win in the playoffs.
Second and 4. Four-man rush over the middle and incomplete. He was looking for Demetrius Harris. You know, the thing is, John, too, is, you know, you always talk about Alex Smith and the narrative as well. He's not a good deep ball thrower, but you don't have to throw deep on the sidelines. He's good down the seam, and they've got a great tight end.
Yeah, and they've been working on it. Andy Reid talked about, you know, that was the rap on him, but it's something you have to work on to get better at, and it's something they did a lot this offseason. They took Jeremy Maclin, and he said you're always running a risk because you don't want to pop the hamstring of a guy like Maclin, but the only way to get better throwing it downfield is to do it. They did it a lot, and it's starting to pay dividends.
This is a 3rd down and 4 for Smith and company. Need to get past the 23. Runs away from Mack, who said he was being held. Smith's going to run, and he's got a 1st down. He's done that a lot, Alex Smith, the last 9 weeks.
Kevin, you know, the last few weeks, no one has run the football better, and no one has done it more often on 3rd down. He's doing it and doing it extremely well. I think another place that I think Alex Smith could even, he's got people so set up, is he's running to run right now, and you see it around the league. When you extend plays and then look downfield to throw it, it can be very successful. So great job by Alex Smith.
Fake the run, going to throw it again. How in the world was that complete? Albert Wilson wrestling it away, but he's got the catch.
You know, Kevin, we were talking with Doug Peterson, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs on the field, and I pointed out to him, I said, look, it's as if to Alex Smith that Albert Wilson is a big guy. He is not big in stature. He's 5'9", 200. But I mean that because he'll throw to him in contested situations like that on a regular basis. And Doug said, you're absolutely right. He's got great confidence in his ability to screen defenders.
Ware has it carrying a big-time run out across the 45. So Jamal Charles gets hurt back in week number 5, tears his ACL, and they have pieced it together quite well with West and Ware.
And it really starts up front. You see Kelsey with the key block, and it's Ware and the great one, Charles Woodson, having to pull down Spencer Ware, and Woodson just holds on. Spencer Ware, a very powerful runner. He's become their power runner, their short yardage runner.
There's Woodson. Yeah, Ware was only activated for the practice squad after Charles got hurt in week 6. So coming into this game, averaging 5.8 yards a carry. That's a monstrous number. Here, though, shorter than that. But he's into Raiders territory. It's interesting, right? You lose a guy like Jamal Charles, who's one of the elite players in the league. And we were talking to Alex Smith about it, and this is no knock on Charles. You don't want to ever lose Jamal Charles. But in some ways, he did feel like that helped the offense grow.
It helped them be more multiple. You know, he mentioned to us that every time you drop a play, he became the #1 in the progression because he's a good matchup versus every player. He's so athletic. Not having him has made him spread his wings and use the entire repertoire of receivers.
Some pressure. Smith can throw it away. He had to run there from Shelby Harris, who was in pursuit. Well, we told you about Jack Del Rio in his first year. Here's Ken Norton. First year as defensive coordinator. He was well respected, the linebackers coach for Seattle with his great defense the last few years, and now he's getting his chance to run a defense.
And I love Jack Del Rio, his explanation. He said, look, I was that guy. You know, a really good player. This is me put the words in Jack Del Rio's mouth. A very well-respected player that became a coach, linebacker coach, just needed an opportunity. Jack Del Rio's given it to Ken Norton, and I think he made a great hire.
Chiefs have converted both 3rd downs today. Smith trying to do again. This is going to be close, but I think a little short. Albert Wilson with the catch, but TJ Carey was there for the tackle immediately. And from our vantage point, it looks to be a little shy.
Andy Reid not hesitating. They're going to get a measurement, but he sent his offense right out there. Andy Reid coaching aggressive today.
So the line is not official, down right there. Certainly looks short, and we're pretty much right behind the ball. Looks to be, I don't know, half yard shy, but Reid has the offense there, so even if not, it looks like he will go. And they will come out and measure here. Andy Reid, it's really, this guy has come in 24th NFL season, 30 wins. It's the most in Chiefs history, the first 3 years with an organization. And now you got to get over the hump for him and this team is winning a playoff game. There's the measurement, because they haven't done that in a long, long time. Offense staying on the field, they're going to go. Well, Colquitt went out there, and Andy said, nope, come on back.
Well, Colquitt was the only guy in the stadium that wanted Andy Reid to punt. The stadium very much agreed with Andy Reid's decision, but don't they always?
And so a 4th and 1. West the tailback. Change up and go pistol. Smith going to run for the first. That's tough to defend with his speed, and he picked it up.
I love the play call, and I think this is what Alex Smith gives to your offense. The ability, when you have a quarterback that is a serious run threat, the option fake works. Alex Smith is the beneficiary. He said, Andy Reid said, when we went and got Alex Smith, I went back, watched a lot of his film at Utah under Urban Meyer, and this is what Alex Smith was comfortable, so why not put it in? You see elements of the spread, and Alex Smith really applauds Andy Reid. He had been a West Coast guy for years and years, but he had the flexibility to work and tailor an offense to Alex Smith.
Chiefs call their first time out. 2:14 to go in the first quarter. They're up 7. They're on the move here in Arrowhead. Well, the Chiefs on a 9-game winning streak, and they've looked every bit of it. Their offense is really in sync so far. 7-0 they lead. Their second possession and on another drive here. This is the 10th play of this drive. They just converted on 4th down. Smith coming near side. There's Conley who makes the catch. And this rookie from Georgia is playing more and more, and he's huge.
He really is. And Kevin, this may be describe how this offense has gotten better than anything. Their offensive line has provided much better protection. But again, I like Alex Smith and the offense pushing the envelope, getting the ball downfield, because they know that's what it's going to take in the playoffs. This is a game where they can afford that. They're in the playoffs. The only thing they can do is improve their seed. So coach aggressive, play aggressive, and that's exactly what the Chiefs are doing.
That was a 16-yard pickup to Conley. And so 1st and 10 from the 21. That's Maclin in motion. He gets it on a jet sweep, looking for blocks. Good move. Maclin inside the 5.
And Chief fans can thank Urban Meyer, because this is some of the stuff Andy Reid and Doug Peterson picked up in watching Alex Smith from the University of Utah. The spread principles and great blocking by Kelsey and Harris downfield. Maclin, the beneficiary of that great blocking, but this offense has really been fun to watch. The West Coast mixed with some trickle-up stuff from the college level.
Boy, they are really bringing out all the stops. 1st and goal. They've got Ware and West in the game. Give it to Ware. Left side. Easy score. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, Kansas City.
They do a great job. We saw the jet sweep just be executed. Now you fake the jet sweep. It gets all these guys running and holding over there, and you run it back the other way. So this offense is making people defend the entire field. The jet sweep does that. You run the jet, then you fake the jet and come back the other way. Pretty simple.
Andy Reid having fun with the playbook today. They have really shown you a lot on these first 2 drives. Santos, the extra point. First one wasn't easy. This one, it's fine. he hooks it back in there, and it counts. Ware with his 6th touchdown rushing on the year. That makes his running backs coach Eric Bieniemy a happy man. 14-0 KC. They went for it on 4th and 1. They got it. They had an 18-yard run to Jeremy Maclin, his career long, and they're just running up a storm. They have more rushing touchdowns than anybody in the league. And if you watch this beginning, this first quarter, you think the Chiefs are the best team in the league. They look good.
They really do.
Against their rival, the Raiders here. And see a Taiwan Jones trying to get a nice return. And he's got one. Jones gets by Cairo. Oh, and it gives the Raiders some life. Big return from Taiwan Jones. Steven Nelson finally got him down 71 yards on the kick return.
Well, Taiwan Jones has one characteristic the Raiders have always loved, and that is speed. But great blocking up front. Walford makes a key block. And then Taiwan Jones turns on those jets.
That's a career-long return. There's an injured Chief who just got up. I think it's DJ Alexander. It is. So he was down on the turf at the 15. He just got up, and now he is walking off under his own power. But the Raiders needed something. They'll take it from Jones.
Yeah, that's the response you got to have. Look, the Raiders they aren't going to the playoffs. So, you know, not a whole lot to play for other than pride. But this is a prideful group, and that's the kind of response they needed. Now we'll see if this offense led by Derek Carr can carry on with that response.
You know, sometimes, though, John, you could tell with the team maybe getting to that point. Okay, last game, we met with them yesterday, and they were not ready to pack it in.
No, this is a competitive group led by their quarterback, Derek Carr, by Jack Del Rio. They want to play well for Charles Woodson in his last game. He's meant so much to this organization. So this is a group fired up, and they're going to have plenty of fight here today.
So they get on the board, final minute of the first quarter. Carr's got time to throw. Sidesteps. Lets it fly, and he's got a completion and a catch. He went to the big tight end. It's Clive Walford, the rookie, and he's got himself a first down and a gain of 19.
Well, Kevin, we'll talk about it later throughout the game, but this draft class for the Oakland Raiders has been extraordinary. This is their 3rd round pick, Clive Walford, and he continues to become a bigger part of this offense and has really impressed me with his receiving ability.
Maybe the last play if they can get it off of this quarter. From the 19, they'll run it. Murray steaming ahead, bounces off one way, comes back the other. Good run from Murray. Tough to take him down. That's a hard-fought 4 yards for Latavius Murray. So it's been mostly Chiefs in this first quarter, but the Raiders on the move, looking to get on the board. 14-0 Kansas City after 1. We're back. So we start the second quarter. 14-0 Chiefs, but the Raiders got a big kick return from Taiwan Jones. And now looking to get on the board. 2nd and 6 from the 15.
Kevin, this is where this Chiefs defense has been so tough down here in the red zone. People have moved it. Cleveland moved it last week, ran the ball for 232, but they came up with 13 points. It's hard to get in the end zone against these Kansas City Chiefs.
This is also where they turn up the pressure and bring the blitz with Bob Sutton, the defensive coordinator. Movement here. At least that's what Frank Zombo was pointing to and telling us.
False start. Offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty will remain. 2nd down.
Well, John, you talked about it, this Chiefs defense, right? I mean, in this 9-game winning streak, it's really been mostly about the D. They have done a great job allowing only 12 points a game. Cincinnati next 4 points back. No fourth quarter touchdowns the last 6 games either. Tough to score on this team. Not only that, but you can't throw against them. And when you do, they pick it off. 17 interceptions, most in the NFL. There's your explanation. After that penalty for the Raiders, a 2nd and 11 from the 20. 4-man rush. They set up the screen, and Murray gets a block, breaks a tackle, and he's down to the 10. He's going to be a yard shy of a first down. Smooth run from Murray. He doesn't blow your socks off with his speed, John, but this guy This guy can play. He's a downhill type runner.
You know, I wonder if they're related, because a guy he really reminds me of is DeMarco Murray. And I'm not talking about the DeMarco Murray that struggled in Philadelphia. I'm talking about the Dallas guy. I see similarities, tall, erect guys that are slashing runners and have the speed and the jets to take it down. I like this Murray.
3rd and 1. They will get it to Murray. And he does not get it. The Chiefs built a wall, and he's going to lose.
Tell you, a stout front, but I believe it's Derek Johnson who's going to run right through that gap, and penetration slows Murray down. Marcus Peters pursuing, but just a great wall, as you described it, Kevin, by this defensive front of the Kansas City Chiefs.
And so the Raiders will not go for it. They will attempt a 29-yard field goal for Sebastian Janikowski. 20-25 on the year. And that one is good. Raiders on the board after the big kick return. It's now 14-3 Kansas City.
Today's game is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By T-Mobile. Ditch your carrier and switch to the Un-carrier. And by Taco Bell's Crunchwrap Sliders. 4 full-size flavors, just $1 each.
That was from a GoPro. Some of our armed forces coming on into Arrowhead before the game. That gentleman, I believe, was a Navy SEAL who came in. He's got the game ball. I mean, how awesome is that?
What a great scene, and in one of the great scenes in NFL football at Arrowhead Stadium. It's so awesome when you drive in here. It's cold, but people are out tailgating first thing in the morning. I love it here.
Yeah, it's a great place. Certainly, you know, playing here, but it's also a great place to watch a game, and some of the best fans in the league. And one of the greatest rivalries in the league here with the Chiefs and the Raiders. It's been a long time for the Raiders since they've been on this level of Kansas City. I mean, John, you know, last time they were in the playoffs, you played against them and won a Super Bowl against them. That's this team is looking to get and have some success again. Down 14-3, and they will kick it off here. It's Chris Conley. Near side and tripped up across the 15-yard line. Television history made on January 17th when the first ever UFC title bout comes to FS1. Bantamweight champ TJ Dillashaw puts his belt on the line. He takes on former champ and #1 ranked contender Dominic Cruz. Former world champ Anthony Pettis battling Eddie Alvarez too. All begins Sunday, January 17th. Only on FS1. Chiefs offense had their way so far. 162 yards. They've had the ball twice. And they've gone 80 yards and 87 yards for touchdowns. Here's West. Not much. Well, we talked about the defense for this Chiefs team. How about the offense? Alex Smith played well, and they're not turning the ball over at all. He has really been great for Smith. I mean, you talk about him. He's thrown 5 interceptions all year long, and that's lowest in the league for any starting quarterback.
You know, Kevin, and that's always been his nature, to protect the football. And I think you almost have to coach him in to aggressiveness, because I'm a believer that he can really do both. He can press it and push the envelope and still protect the football. And that, again, I go back to is what he's going to have to do to have success in the postseason.
2nd down. He's got a lot of time here, and he comes near side. There's Albert Wilson across the 30 to the 31. He's got a 1st down and a gain of 19.
You know, in the NFL, it used to be enough to have one great receiver, and they got that in Macklin, and then to have a tight end to complement it. But nowadays, it seems like you got to have at least 3 really legitimate receiving targets, and I believe Albert Wilson has really stepped in the second part of this year and become that reliable #3 target for Alex Smith, and I think been a huge part of the success of this Kansas City offense.
Wilson, number 12. Conley, number 17, the rookie. He's back in there. And a 1st down. Smith. Here comes Mack from the backside, and Smith is tripped up. Khalil Mack got to him. And that'll end that play. Meanwhile, game break. Let's check in with Curt Menefee.
Well, Arizona has a chance at the top seed in the NFC. First thing they have to do, though, is beat Seattle. They were down 10-0. Larry Fitzgerald with a 17-yard score and a missed extra point makes the 4-point contest. Carolina just took the lead 7-3 over Tampa Bay.
Curt, thanks. Yeah, Bruce Arians saying, I'm not sitting people. We're playing everybody this week. Well, he knows they could see Seattle in the playoffs. They beat him in Seattle earlier this year. That's good to watch. Denver beating San Diego 7-3. These two teams, Kansas City and Denver, trying to win this division. Smith airing it out for Kelsey, little high. Woodson came over with help on the coverage. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8.
Well, it's incredible to watch Charles Woodson in his 18th year have that much range. He's a free safety right here in the middle, and watch where he gets to, just simply reading the eyes. Folks, that's not normal to have that much range. I don't care if you're in your 2nd year, but this is Charles Woodson in year 18 displaying that kind of range. That affects quarterbacks. Even when you don't make the play, you're affecting the play when you have that kind of range and you have a history of taking the ball away.
I asked him what he wanted out of this game today. He said, want to win, and wouldn't mind getting in the end zone one more time. See if he can do it. Pressure on Smith. Trying to run away from it, and he turns on the Jets, and he does. Big play and another run from Alex Smith.
Make no mistake, Alex Smith is fast. They're going to bring the blitz with Charles Woodson. He's going to come right through here. Alex Smith sees that, puts the Elway spin on, and then turns on the Jets. He can flat out run. And there's a great display of his speed, just outrunning the Raider defense.
The 22-yard gain, 476 yards rushing this year for Smith. That's a career high running the ball. He's become a weapon. He always could run, but he's really using it these last couple of months. Here's West on a short gain on 1st down before Mack made the stop. One thing early, Smith 8 of 12, 105 yards. He's had a lot of time, John, and especially against a Raider team that they have been good at sacking the quarterback, and coming into today had Khalil Mack, who was the league leader. Unfortunately, J.J. Watt had 3 sacks today, but he's had time to throw.
J.J. Watt's going to make him earn it, but again, you go back to this offensive line. Early in the year, Alex Smith was just getting decimated by and overwhelmed by pass rush. They were giving up most sacks in the league. Andy Reid said, we're going to go back to tough guys. I want fighters out there. They've fought hard, and they've cleaned up their pass protection.
West, he's going backwards now. That's not going to work. Gang tackle. Lorenzo Alexander, Shelby Harris, and a cast of others. And it's a big loss of 6.
And you want to see fight. You want to see effort. Watch people rally to the football on the defensive side. A missed tackle, another missed tackle, but watch the posse come, and a lot of helmets around the football. That tells you this Raider team is not content with just going home, starting up those U-Hauls. They want to finish this year.
Love that last angle. That's what it looks like to be West. Good luck trying to find somewhere to run against Ken Norton's defense. So now a 3rd and 14. Has to get down to the 35-yard line. Smith steps away from pressure. Looks like he's going to run. This time will slide. That gap closed quickly as Taylor Mays, the safety, was there. And a 4th down, and Kansas City will punt it.
Alex Smith not going to let Khalil Mack get on that sack board. Mack was in pursuit, but Alex Smith just getting a little bit of a gain and protecting the football, something he's done so well this season.
So going back to return is Jeremy Ross, who the Raiders picked up from the Ravens earlier this year. Has 1 punt return touchdown in his career. Colquitt's punt. Good Chief bounce. And it rolls all the way down to inside the 7. Wow. Nice punt, better bounce, and the Raiders have a long way to go. Chiefs looking good early. It's 14-3 in the 2nd. Aerial coverage provided by Nationwide here in Kansas City today. Cold, crisp day. It's perfect for Kansas City football weather, and a couple rivals squaring off. Chiefs 14-3 here in the 2nd quarter. Raiders football backed up on their own 7. Carr's 4 for 4 throwing so far, but that one goes awry, looking for Crabtree. Let's get an injury report. Pam Oliver has that for us.
Well, Kevin, as you know, the Chiefs already have some injured linebackers. Well, you can add another one to that. The rookie DJ Alexander has gone back into the locker room. He is being evaluated for a concussion. Back to you.
All right, Pam. The other linebackers are talking about Justin Houston, their star, still out. Feel like they'll have him for the playoffs next week. And Tamba Hali didn't practice all week. He's done that before because of a balky knee. He's healthy, but he's not playing a lot today so far. Second and 10. Carr fires over the middle. Good pass and catch. It's Amari Cooper who makes the grab.
And that's what you love about Derek Carr. I mean, certain guys, you can just see the ball comes out of their hand well. Now they're pushing the tempo up on the ball right away.
And they'll get up there and run it to Murray. Trying to cut outside. And Murray's got a short gain. Sean Smith there to shove him out of bounds.
Just watch the pretty pictures of Derek Carr. It's just a very natural throw. The ball comes out. That's in slow motion. It's a very quick release. He throws it. He expresses the ball great. He's tremendously accurate. There's a lot to like about Derek Carr.
So if you're Reggie McKenzie, the general manager, last year in the draft, you got Khalil Mack in the first round, who led the league in sacks coming into today, and you got a quarterback in Derek Carr in the second round who's got 31 touchdowns. How'd he do?
Pretty good work.
Unbelievable. Second and 9. Quick hitter Crabtree, and he is taken down for a loss. Wow! Marcus Peters, the rookie Pro Bowler, on the play.
Another general manager that didn't do bad is John Dorsey, picking that young man, number 22, Marcus Peters, with the 18th pick in the draft. All he's done is have 8 interceptions in his rookie year. It leaves Bob Sutton, their defensive coordinator. He said the only thing I could say to him is, hey, you're going to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. You don't have a bust in Canton yet. So you got to keep playing. But boy, he's well on his way with the start to his career.
Roy Halou is in the game for a rare appearance for the Raiders on 3rd and long. Carr, they're going to get it to Halou. No, they won't. Dropped it. It's one thing the Raiders do have to find next year as a complimentary back to Latavius Murray. They thought it would be Halou. They just haven't had that extra guy for 3rd down.
Yeah, they're blessed in that they have a very versatile fullback in Olawale, as they did in Marcel Reese, who's now injured. That gets exposed a little more with Marcel Reese, who is suspended.
And so the Chiefs D holds again. Marquette King will punt. Ooh. This is a lunar lander. Frankie Hammond has it at the 24. Hammond coming near side and slung out down at the 31 by Olawale. 57-yard punt and a 7-yard return. And so the Chiefs have the football, and Charles Woodson, the last game of his wonderful 18-year career. Woodson on the field next.
This game is sponsored by Ford. We go further so you can.
The second annual Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award honors NFL players who exemplify outstanding sportsmanship on the field. Charles Woodson selected one of the 8 finalists for this year's award. The winner will be decided by a vote of current NFL players and announced at the NFL Honors Award Show on February the 6th. 18 years in this league for Charles Woodson. I mean, you could say guy's pretty much done it all. Heisman winner, national title at Michigan, Super Bowl winner, 9-time Pro Bowler. He's played return teams, he's played offense, he's played multiple positions on defense.
Had a lot of old veterans that I respected say, leave the game better than when you came in. And I think Charles Woodson can feel confident that this game is better because of his contribution to it.
Here's Smith on first down, firing, intercepted, and a rare thing for Alex Smith. T.J. Carey picks off Smith, only his 6th interception of the year, but the Raiders set up in Chiefs territory.
Well, you said it, Kevin, a rare interception. You just don't see it much from Alex Smith. The hard play action, Macklin working the slot. Albert Wilson, it's really just a nice job by Carey. He kind of baited him, acted like he was going to play in the flat as an underneath defender, Going to go outside and then rolls back inside underneath Wilson. A really good play and just baited Alex Smith into that interception.
TJ Carey has actually turned into the Raiders' #1 cornerback, and he's got a pretty good story, John. He actually had open heart surgery his sophomore year in high school. 7th-round draft pick last year. And so here are the Raiders. There's Carey. Nicely done. 14-3 Chiefs, but they start this drive off on the KC-46. Carr, 4-man pressure, steps away and he'll run and then get hit down around the 42. Zombo there on the tackle. Carr's not a runner like Alex Smith is, but he can move around in the pocket and get out of harm's way.
He has enough athleticism that he can, but he is looking downfield to throw the football, and his numbers show it in the first 2 years. Incredibly productive for these Raiders.
Second and 5. Here's a draw. Murray. Oh, what a run and a block by Murray. Breaks another tackle. And Latavius Murray down to the 32. It's a gain of 10.
Boy, just watch Latavius Murray here. Watch the athleticism. This is a guy 6'3", hurdles him and then hits the ground running, almost as if he's running hurdles. Very athletic play, a physical runner and tough and strong runner as well. This is why the Raiders are so excited for the future, because there's a lot of pieces that are young and have many productive years ahead of them.
6'3", 230. That's a lot of running back to bring down, and that's what Murray is. Here, Halou is in the backfield on a first down. Carr to throw it. He's got it blocked up, and he goes far sideline to Crabtree, and he's got a completion at about the 26-yard line. Game break time. Let's check in with Kurt.
Well, after that hiccup last week, Seattle seems to bounce back nicely. They looked good against Arizona. Will Tukuafu, the fullback, with his first catch of the year and his 4th touchdown. They're up 17-6 on Arizona in the game with seeding implications in the NFC. Kevin and John?
Yeah, those teams, Kurt, just kind of testing the waters if they see each other in the playoffs, which they might.
Well, you've had this feeling that Seattle can play with anyone, and Arizona playing as well as anyone in the league, but the Seattle Seahawks, I promise you, aren't afraid, and they, like I said, can play with anyone when they're on.
2nd and 4. They're going to run it again and come near side, and what a stick that time by Derek Johnson. That's Halou got the carry.
That kind of play by Derek Johnson is what leads Andy Reid, his head coach, to say of the 11th-year linebacker, the last 6 games, he's playing out of his mind. Andy Reid talked about they were a young team early. They had a lot of players like Tamba Hali and Derek Johnson that weren't playing their best early, some because of injuries like Derek Johnson, but now they're all playing well, and it's all come together.
3rd down and 2. Carr, time, nothing to the right, nothing to the left. Going to go back left now, still looking downfield. He's got a man. Oh, it's intercepted. He had Cooper underthrown a little bit, and it's Ron Parker who picks it off, his 3rd of the year.
It's what this Kansas City defense does to you. You get in a good position, but whether it's a short yardage stop or here, an interception, they make it very tough to score. Here's what Derek Carr's looking for. 3-man rush. That means 8 guys in coverage. And Ron Parker, really, you talk about baiting him. He just baited Derek Carr into that. It looked like it was open, and then he took it away. Great play by Ron Parker.
So Parker has the interception. Chiefs team coming into this game were 4th in the league in creating turnovers on defense. That's what they do under Bob Sutton, their defensive coordinator. So after the Raiders get the pick, Chiefs get it right back with a 14-3 lead, 3:34 to go in the half. And they started out on their own 20 with Charcandrick West, the tailback. Throw it again. Outside, and that is going to be intercepted, and it's going to be a touchdown. David Emerson. There's a penalty at the 2. Let's see what this is. Guessing it's a taunting or something like that. Meanwhile, Amerson, 4 interceptions to career high.
Unsportsmanlike conduct for taunting the defensive team, number 29. This penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Now, this is a long throw that Alex Smith is trying to execute from the far hash, throwing the out route. Amerson simply reads the eyes of Alex Smith and breaks on the ball, makes a great play, but just an ill-advised throw for Alex Smith, who usually is so sure with the ball, protects it so well.
So Alex Smith had 5 interceptions all year, and now he's thrown interceptions on back-to-back passes. Talk about strange. Extra point, Janikowski, perfect. Raiders back in the game. It's 14-10 thanks to the 24-yard interception return touchdown from David Amerson. Alex Smith doesn't turn it over, but he has here today. 14-0 lead, now 14-10.
Look at the interception again, the far hash. Going to have the quick out route, and Amerson, he's just going to read the receiver and cut and drive. A long throw for Alex Smith. And Amerson, he throws it slightly behind him. You can't do it. If you're going to miss, you got to miss outside on that one. And Alex Smith, so uncharacteristically, turning the ball over twice in a short span for the Chiefs.
You know, David Amerson was waived after 2 games with the Redskins. He was a high draft pick for them, and he's come in and started 11 games for this team. He's got a career high 4 interceptions, and now this kick out of bounds, so the Chiefs will start at their own 40. The new Fox Tuesday is comedy's biggest night. Catch brand new episodes of New Girl, Grandfathered, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and The Grinder. It all kicks off this Tuesday on Fox. So we've hit a strange portion of the game, John. We've had 3 interceptions the last 7 snaps. We've got a kickoff going out of bounds. We've got a guy that doesn't throw picks, throwing on back-to-back throws.
Ball at the 45-yard line by rule.
Ball at the 45-yard line. That's Oakland's 45-yard line. I don't know if I've ever seen this. 15 yards and then out of bounds.
That's right.
And that's a teaching lesson for Jack Del Rio, for David Amerson, and then Sebastian Janikowski, a top-flight kicker in this league. Uncharacteristic of him to kick it out of bounds.
No, it's a great call, John, because it gets put on the 40 when it's out of bounds, but you tack on the penalty since the kick went out of bounds. Look at this starting field position. So the Chiefs lead, which was 14 down to 4, 3:27 to go in the first half. They've got 2 timeouts, and here's West, and he doesn't go very far. Raiders have locked up the run for the most part, except for Smith when he runs it.
Kevin, I think it's important if you're Andy Reid and Doug Peterson, the guys that coach Alex Smith, to go right back to him and tell him, look, we trust you. You made 2 bad throws. Let's move forward. And again, continue to coax him into being aggressive. Interception's going to happen, but I go back. This isn't about playing not to lose. To win in the playoffs, you got to be aggressive. He got bit a couple times, but I think you got to keep pressing it.
Here's West, and he spins inside the 40. They're trying to get him going. And to your point, John, after the back-to-back interceptions, they've run it here the first 2 downs. Let's bring up a 3rd down where the Chiefs today are 3 of 5.
This is the 3rd and under 5 yards where Alex Smith's mobility is so useful for the Chiefs offense, because he really is a dual threat, and he can utilize it when it's not 3rd and long.
Well, Smith has run for 44 yards today at that quarterback position. He's been the Chiefs running game. 3rd and 4, he'll throw it here. Quick hitter, incomplete. He tried to get it to Albert Wilson, couldn't connect. And so after that great field position, the Chiefs go nowhere and they'll punt it away.
See, I think the 2 runs and then the throw behind the line of scrimmage, trying to protect him. I don't think you need to protect him. Alex Smith is in his 11th year in the league. He's had a history of protecting the football. Don't worry about it. Stay aggressive.
So there's Ross. Colquitt will put it away. It's interesting about Ross. He has 1 punt return, 1 kickoff return touchdown in his career, both in the same game. We did that game, that blizzard for the Lions in Philly. So maybe he needs snow. This time, no chance. A fair catch. And the Raiders will start from their own 7. 2-minute warning from Kansas City. Raiders down 4. Their football next. Get apps, videos, and more on iTunes.com/NFL. As we welcome you back to Kansas City, along with Pam Oliver and John Lynch. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. 14-10 Chiefs leading the Raiders. Raiders football, 1:57 to go. Broncos lead now 7-6. Why does that matter? If Denver loses and Kansas City wins, the Chiefs win the division, and we'll get a home game here next week. If Denver wins, they get the #1 overall seed because the Patriots lost today in Miami. Here's Carr. Over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Halou, but Derek Johnson was all over him. How about the Patriots losing in Miami today?
That was a shocker. I did not see that one coming. And perhaps the guys down in Miami playing for their interim coach, Dan Campbell.
The Jets lost today in Buffalo, so the Steelers got in the playoffs by virtue of beating Cleveland. There's a lot that could still happen here. If Denver does lose, the Bengals then will get a first-round bye. They won today, so I'll catch you up in a nutshell. 2nd and 10 Raiders, all 3 timeouts. The handoff, Murray, not much. Tough sledding for Murray today. They've been trying to give him the ball, but that's his 8th carry for just 20 yards.
I'll tell you what this Kansas City defense has. I mean, they got a great mix of being incredibly stout up front. You talk about them building walls, and then speed all over their field at the linebacker position, up front, at the outside linebackers, and in the secondary. Just a fast defense led by that man, Bob Sutton. And he does a masterful job of implementing defenses, blitzing. He keeps people off balance. I love what he said the other day. We want to stay out of never and always. We want to be unpredictable for people. And that's what he is. And it's a great challenge he provides to opposing quarterbacks.
Bob needs a little help with the hat, though, John. It's all out of whack there.
Maybe it's a new style, kind of like a French beanie.
Next thing you know, Bob will be dabbing. 3rd and 8 for the Raiders. Chiefs called their 2nd time out there. That's why the clock stopped. And now the Raiders will call their first timeout. While they do, why don't we see what's coming up on the Visa halftime show? Here's Kurt.
All right, TB, let's try this again. It's really easy. Carolina, if they beat Tampa, #1 seed, home field advantage. If they lose, it opens the door for Arizona. Now, Arizona's already in the playoffs. The question is, who will they face?
That's it. Hold on, we've already done this. We did this earlier on another halftime show. So why don't we just save it? Because I'm confused, and if I'm confused, my people are confused.
Terry's confused. There's Bob. You know, John, he's got the Goopaline, okay? That's what it's called if you're from Jersey, all right? But it's supposed to be covering the whole thing. It's crumpled.
Well, you can't hear if the Goopalini's covering the ears, so that's a modified Goopalini. That's what we're going with.
3rd down and 8. They're going to toss it to Halou, who's got blocking. And he makes a cut for a 1st and more. Nice play. Roy Halou out to the 25. Raiders have 2 timeouts now with 1:33 to go in the half. There's Bill Musgrave calling the plays for this Raider team.
Tell you what, that was a long gain, but that's the kind of effort that has made Tamba Hali right here a special player in this league for a long time. Look at him rush, and then look who makes this tackle 20, 25 yards down the field. Believe me, it was Tamba Hali, and that effort is exceptional.
1st down, Carr over the middle again. He finds Halou again. Johnson rips him down out across the 33-yard line. So he's got about 7.5. We'll call it 8. But now clock ticking under a minute. They're not calling a timeout here.
Kevin, you know, for weeks, Tamba Hali and Justin Houston have been nicked. And they've been getting by with D. Ford and Frank Zombo. But last week, for the first time, started showing they're missing these guys. They have to have them fresh and ready for the playoff run.
2nd and 1. Clock ticking. 4-man pressure flag. Movement.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, means 2nd down. The city has chosen not to operate or run the 10-second runoff.
Just in case you're wondering, John talked about Houston. He's inactive again today with a knee. He did practice on Friday for the first time in a while, so they're hopeful next week in the playoffs he'll be there.
Kevin, in the last 3 years, including this year, Justin Houston, 33 sacks in 13 and 14. He's got another 7.5 this year. That's a difference maker. Bob Sutton talks about it's not always the sack, but you got to get that quarterback's heart rate raised just a little bit because it affects quarterbacks. That's what Justin Houston and Tom Ali do.
Houston also got $100 million because of that talent in the beginning of the year, the highest paid linebacker ever. Second down, Carr after the penalty is going to throw incomplete. John, I don't really know what the Raiders are trying to do here. They haven't taken the timeouts. They've kind of been slow. They've let it tick down to 33 seconds. But what you do is if you don't get this, you give Kansas City a shot at something here. They've got one timeout left.
He needs a Goopalini.
I don't know if it'll fit over that hair. So the Chiefs have one timeout. If they hold, they'll get the ball back. 3rd down and 6. Oakland needs to get out to the 35. 4-man rush, but there's pressure. Carr racing for his life, throwing. Crabtree makes the catch. Is he in? Let's see, what's the call? The initial call is he is. Now we're going to have a conference here. It is complete. Wow, what a grab.
That is a tremendous job by Crabtree. The double toe drag, has possession, 2 toes down. You see him right there.
Now let's watch if he finished the catch. This is the part we were shielded from.
There's possession. It looks like both toes are down. Now does he hold through the process of going to the ground? Ball comes loose. Yeah. That will be overturned.
Unbelievable effort.
Great play by Crabtree. He just can't finish it.
He was inbounds, but again, you have to complete the catch, go to the ground and hold on there, and clearly he did not. So that'll be overturned. That'll be incomplete. And what that'll do, John, is that'll stop the clock, and that'll give the Chiefs the ability to catch a punt here with one timeout. I mean, it almost looked like they were being conservative, didn't want to give the Chiefs too much time if they went 3 and out, but they're still going to give them a chance to make a play or two.
Is Andy Reid looking at that play sheet saying, all right, what can I do with 23, 24 seconds left?
Well, if you're wondering for the Chiefs, they've got a guy with a big leg, but his career long only 53. Andy Reid has attempted some real long kicks with Cairo. I mean, figure if they get down to the 40, if they get a good punt return, it's a possibility. So they're looking at this play. There it is, George Hayward. 25 NFL seasons, his final game. Hold on, let's get the call.
After review, the pass was incomplete. It will be 4th down and 6 yards to gain at the 29-yard line. 4th down.
So there's Hayward, 25 years in the league, 425 regular season and postseason games, worked the Super Bowl, and he's from right here in Missouri, playing a home game, his final game. Good for you, George. Congrats.
Absolutely. He was one of the good ones. I talked to this guy on the field a lot. Unfortunately, I yelled at him quite a bit, but he always responded with composure, with grace. He really takes control, and congratulations on a great career.
So he and Charles Woodson playing their final games today. Meanwhile, Marquette King, who's almost had a couple blocked here today, will try and get off a punt. Chiefs, they're going to send Frankie Hammond back to return.
Kevin, it's one area. Frankie Hammond is who they have. DeAnthony Thomas had the concussion, now having some personal issues. They put him on the non-football injury list, and that's a blow going into the playoffs because DeAnthony Thomas was dynamic and explosive back there.
He really was. King, low kick. Hammond's got it at the 20. And he gets smoked at the 25. 16 seconds left in one timeout. So early game headlines. What will they be talking about at halftime with Kurt and the guys? The Steelers win, the Jets lose. Steelers in the playoff. The Texas doesn't seem to matter who's a quarterback because they won again. They rout and they're in the playoffs. Watt at 3 sacks. No Chip Kelly, and the Eagles get a win. Tom Coughlin and the Giants come up just a little bit short in that one. A high-scoring affair in New Jersey. Kurt, Howie, Terry, Michael, and Jimmy have all that for you, including the late games where the Broncos up 1 on San Diego, and Seattle is putting it on Arizona now. They'll take a knee, forget about running a play, and we will get it to the break. Kurt and the guys have everything for you here at the break in Kansas City. It's 14-10 Chiefs over the Raiders. To L.A. we go. Excitement is brought to you by Nissan.
All I want is everything, everything, everything. All I want is everything, everything, everything. All I want.
And that was today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. Some exciting music, too, during the Nissan segment. 14-10 Chiefs. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the booth. 9-time Pro Bowl safety John Lynch. And I'm Kevin Burkhardt. So, Chiefs scored first 2 possessions, looked great. Then it settled down. Defensive touchdown for the Raiders. But, John, the Raiders' offense hasn't done too much today.
No, they deferred, so they're going to get the ball, but they really haven't done a whole lot. But that's kind of what this Kansas City defense has been doing to opponents of late. And it doesn't matter if they don't have their best players. They've been stifling. Alex Smith threw the 2 picks, and we kept talking about it. Very uncharacteristic. I think you got to go in at halftime and fix that, but stay aggressive. And then he's been the run game. You really got to get that run game going as well. Derek Carr's got to find Amari Cooper, Crabtree, and these guys get going, get a little rhythm offensively.
Yeah, that would help. And again, the Chiefs, what's at stake? Well, if they win and Denver loses, the Chiefs would win the division and have a home playoff game next week. They're already in the playoffs. Denver winning by a point, 7-6 over the Chargers at the break. So that's what we got going on right here. As John said, Raiders will receive the kick. Short kick by Santos. And here is the return. It's Ross. And with that, we go down the sidelines with Pam Oliver.
Well, Kevin and I talked to Jack Del Rio and asked what he was most encouraged about. He said, well, the score. I asked him offensively, how do they get something going? He says, we've got to convert, try to get some drives going for the Chiefs. Andy Reid said he's not worried about Alex Smith, that he will be fine. He said we have to start executing better, get some things going, and stop shooting ourselves in the foot. Back to you.
Pam, thanks very much. Yeah, so strange. Alex Smith came in with 5 interceptions overall. He threw 2 on back-to-back passes, 1 of them returned for a touchdown. It's the only reason the Raiders are in this game. See if they get some offense going. Not right there. The run game with Murray has no chance with Daniel Sorensen coming in from the secondary to make the play.
And he's an example. I mean, Bob Sutton, he doesn't care who you are. If you've got a uniform on, he'll find a role for you. Hussein Abdullah, who's been out the last 5 games with concussion symptoms, has been out. He used to be that guy who would come in the dime package, a defensive back, to lend some speed to the linebacker. Sorensen has filled in very nicely.
Second and 9. Carr is incomplete. Short looking for Murray. Well, here's early in this game. Macklin with a touchdown on the opening drive for 25 yards. And then after another long drive, 87-yard drive, was capped off by Spencer Ware. And then Raiders trying to get something going. They had a pick by Carey. That resulted in no points. This throw by Emerson resulted in the touchdown. That's where we stand. That's how we got here if you just tuned it in. Glad to have you in Kansas City. Early 3rd quarter. On a 3rd and long. Carr signaling deep, throwing deep, looking for Crabtree. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Crabtree, but the rookie Marcus Peters all over him. And the Raiders go 3 and out.
Kevin, this Marcus Peters, they have got a special player on their hands in Marcus Peters. He challenges people. He can play from press. He can play off. He has tremendous vision. And then a skill you better have as a corner. You better be a great finisher. It looks like Crabtree has something, but look at the way he finishes that play with the violent hands. Marcus Peters, a huge addition to this secondary for the Chiefs in 2015.
Another punt for Marquette King. Chiefs come with the block. They just missed another one. Booming kick. And Hammond. Not much on the return. 4.75 hang time for King, who can really boom it. 55-yard punt. And so here comes Alex Smith. Look at that. Last 12 games, 2 interceptions and 2 on consecutive pass attempts in this one.
Kansas City from the 24-yard line.
And so the Chiefs will start it out from their own 24. Final game in the illustrious 18-year career of number 24, Charles Woodson. And they're going to throw incomplete. Amberson knocked it away from Macklin, but they're going to throw a flag.
Well, let's watch Amerson working against Macklin, the #1 target. And he does go through his back.
Pass interference. Defense number 29. The ball being placed at the spot of the foul and an automatic first down.
Just arrived a little early, did Amerson, but Amerson, you can see how he's going to fit in this Raiders defense going forward. We saw the pick 6 in the first half and a nice aggressive play there. He just got there a little early.
Penalties, John, have been a problem for the Raiders this year. They have that's been an issue. They're 30th in the league, 8.8 a game, and that's the 15th pass interference penalty, most in the NFL. On first down, the fake. Smith going to throw near side, and he's got a completion. And he's going to have some yards to Jason Avant. Makes his first catch of the game out across the 40.
Pushed out of bounds by David Emerson.
Go back to, John, what you said earlier in the game, that the Chiefs being a team in the playoffs that can get to the Super Bowl, how can they do it? By pushing it downfield. And I know it has only been a couple of possessions, but they've been a little gun shy since a couple of interceptions from Alex Smith.
Well, I think that's the general tendency of a coach. You want to protect your quarterback. You obviously want him going into the playoffs with confidence. I think it's smart, but I don't think you can completely go into a shell.
They'll run it here. West. Short gain, but it'll be enough to move the chains. He's going to pick up 3 yards and a first down for the Chiefs.
Tackled by Winston Mayola.
So Kansas City moves the chains as we look at Woodson, and you know, boy, it was refreshing meeting with him, you know, yesterday, John, and you could speak to this, and you asked him about his decision and how you come to that decision after all these games, and said the week that they played the Lions, I woke up and I was like, I don't want to play today, and I never had that before.
It's kind of like getting married. They always say you'll know, and you don't think you will know, but he knew, I knew, and I think certain players you do, and Charles Woodson had that moment, and I asked him if he was at peace with it, and he said, you know, it was a tug of war at first. Am I doing the right thing? And I think the reason, because he's playing so darn good,
right,
that tug of war was there, but he said when that day happened and he woke up, didn't want to go to practice that week. He was having trouble getting it going. And then in the game day, he thought game day I'll be ready, and it was tough mentally to get going. He made the right decision. I love how he did it. He went in, talked to the owner, talked to the GM, talked to Jack Del Rio, said he wanted to talk to the team. There was no scoop. He told his teammates, no tweeting. I'm going to give it to the local media. He did. And it just goes to the class that Charles Woodson has demonstrated throughout his career.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, too. On a second down over the middle, got a completion there for Avant again, across the 50. Going to be shy of first down by a couple yards.
Well, you look at through the years, Charles Woodson at Michigan, a marvelous player that won the Heisman Trophy, a first-round pick. There's that tuck rule play. He went to the Packers, played a different position, went to the nickel, won a Super Bowl there in Green Bay, 9 Pro Bowl selections, comes back to the Oakland Raiders, and has been a tremendous influence on this team.
Run it inside, nowhere to go. Good play. Khalil Mack was there, and just a couple push-ups to celebrate. Why not?
I like that celebration, but that guy can celebrate however he wants. He is a special player. You could see it last year, but he didn't finish plays. This year, the finish. And some push-ups. I love it.
Might as well throw in a couple burpees while you're at it, Khalil. Guy does everything else. So, Chiefs will punt after that third down run goes nowhere on a 4th down and 5. They send Ross back inside the 10 to receive. Fair catch call for Ross, makes it right around the 10-yard line. So Mac, the Mac Daddy on this play. Raiders football.
Game is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By the all-new Fiat 500X crossover. By Pepsi. Go behind the scenes of the Pepsi Super Bowl 50 halftime show only on Pepsi.com. And by Burger King. Now get 10 chicken nuggets for $1.49 only at BK.
We're back in Kansas City here in the third quarter. 14-10 Chiefs. Raiders football. They start this drive from their own 10-yard line. Carr looking around and down he goes. Carr is sacked. He was looking downfield, but Tyvon Branch came in from the safety spot to get him.
Well, Tyvon Branch, the former Raider, he's going up against Lee Smith, but just continues to stay relentless. Carr gets flushed his way, and he finishes the deal. Bob Sutton, he'll bring him from anywhere. He bring him from everywhere, but he brings it. And Tyvon Branch, the former Raider, brings down Derek Carr.
Tyvon Branch had an interception return for a touchdown when they played the Raiders in early December. Murray trying to get him going. And everything's been tough for Murray. This Chiefs defense up to the task. As he's up to the 14-yard line, he's going to gain 5 on the play.
Kevin, there's a player on this Kansas City defense. We talk about Charles Woodson. Well, here's quite a story. Eric Berry. And this offseason, he's fighting for his life. And now he's playing as well as any safety in the NFL. It's a truly remarkable story. Andy Reid talks about going down there in May. He couldn't make it till 2 p.m. and staying awake, but he's saying, Coach, I'm coming back and I'm playing. Andy said he's got one hair on his goatee. Incredible story.
Meanwhile, Carr eludes one more sack. He's in trouble, and down he goes. Pressure turned up from the Chiefs. Steve Ford was there first. Eric Johnson there too. Well, you're talking about Barry, John, coming back from Hodgkin's lymphoma. What a story for him. Meanwhile, here's the pass rush.
You look at the blitz. Derek Johnson coming in. He misses, but he stays after him. D. Ford gets in there, and they split the sack. Just a relentless effort by this Kansas City defense. They are just tough to move the ball on. They're tough to score on.
Meanwhile, the Chiefs. DJ Alexander comes in, gets the block, and they pick up 2 points.
DJ Alexander went to the locker room earlier in the concussion protocol, but he looks like he's all right, blocking the punt for the special teams unit of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs turning up the pressure, and then they get the block and the safety, adding to their lead. Well, a big mistake as the Raiders simply forgot to block Alexander. It was his responsibility. We'll take a look in a second. After the safety, King will punt. And Chiefs pick it up and a nice little return. Spencer Ware.
On the return.
Check this out. Ben Heaney, the right wing, just lets Alexander run right by him. It almost looks like it's going to be a fake because he would have been a legal man downfield, but never blocks his man. And Alexander says, thank you very much. The Raiders very well coached on special teams by Brad Seeley, but a rookie from Kansas who's playing great defense, mind you, just makes a huge mental mistake and lets Alexander go. Eric Berry quite excited.
Well, it could be a game changer because the Chiefs Now the 16-10 lead and great field position. They'll start this drive off at the 47. West is the tailback with Alex Smith. And movement on the right side. Donald Stevenson.
False start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. It will remain first down.
Getting the start today for Ja Reed. That's on him. First penalty of the day for the Chiefs.
And that's what Khalil Mack does to people. When you come into the day as the NFL sack leader, you get them a little nervous. They can't wait to get back because they know the speed and power are coming. That's who was lined up opposite of Donald Stevenson, and Stevenson left a little early.
Well, they move it back 5, make it a 1st and 15 from the 42 as they will run it here. And it's West. He's got a gain of 6 on first down. Charcandrick West. Spoke to him the other day, John, and said, you know, how about your name? Where does this name come from? And he said, it's not that hard. He said, it's Charcandrick. Simple. But it's cool. I like it.
I love the name. I love his story, too. You know, he goes off to Louisiana Tech. He leaves and goes to Abilene Christian. He said it's a freak deal. He's calling around. They have a running back tear an ACL. They say you got to be here by tomorrow. His parents drive him 8 hours, drop him off, and there he goes.
It's kind of worked out, hasn't it? Second down. Smith flushed out of the pocket, running. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And Smith doing that so well. Malcolm Smith came to shove him out of bounds. But Alex Smith is going to pick up 4.
You know, there's some guys, and I know Alex Smith ran well 11 years ago when he came to the combine, the #1 pick. But whatever he runs, you know, there's certain guys. John Elway, his 40 said 4.7, but I used to see him run away from 4.3 guys. Alex Smith is as fast as he needs to be out there.
He's got 48 yards rushing today, including a 22-yard scamper, and he's especially dangerous on third down. This is 3rd and 4. It's Macklin in motion. He had 2 catches. They were both on the first drive of the game. It's been quiet since. Pressure. Smith going that way. There's a catch. Macklin's got it. Still on his feet to the 30, and there's a flag back by the quarterback where Khalil Mack stands with his hands in the air. That might be 15 more.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 52 with contact to the head of the quarterback. This 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play and an automatic first down.
Well, you saw the route, but a great throw by Alex Smith because Khalil Mack had whooped Donald Stevenson and was right in his face. Tony Corrente calls the blow to the head. They're going to protect those quarterbacks. Khalil Mack saying, what did I do? But a great throw by Alex Smith.
You know, it's funny. The Eagles got rid of Jeremy Macklin because they didn't want to spend the money. The $11 million, maybe too much to bear. You bring him in here, and he's almost been like adding an ace pitcher to a good pitching staff.
He's been huge. Remember last year, no touchdowns to receivers? Jeremy Macklin has changed all of that. You throw one dynamic player in there, it makes Kelsey, it makes everyone else so much better.
We're in the game at tailback, but they'll throw it. Smith going end zone. What a catch! Touchdown! It's Harris. It's his 7th catch of the year. Good timing.
Well, there's that aggressiveness I'm talking about. You got to play to win, and that's exactly what Alex Smith is doing. He freezes the future Hall of Famer Charles Woodson with his eyes, looks to his right, then comes back to his left, and a great catch by Demetrius Harris, outstretched and brings it down. It's really good coverage by Malcolm Smith. Just a perfect throw, even a better catch.
Oh, it really is. It's just his 7th catch all year, mainly a blocking tight end. But his arms, as long as an anaconda, look like right there, and he hauls it in, his first touchdown of the season. And now the extra point to make it a 13-point game, and Santos hooks it home. So all of a sudden, it's 23-10 Chiefs with 7:03 to go in this third quarter.
You take a look at that last touchdown. A great job by Alex Smith. He's trying to manipulate Charles Woodson. And the way he's going to do it, watch his eyes. His eyes are over here. He comes back. That freezes Woodson. And then the perfect throw. And it's just a one-on-one situation. But that is set up by Alex Smith's eyes manipulating Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson says, this is not how I wanted my swan song to go.
Now Woodson not thrilled with that, so the safety, they get good field position, they go 4 plays, big catch to Macklin, and then Harris, not only his first touchdown catch of the year, first touchdown catch of his career in his second year, and the Chiefs open up a 13-point lead, and keeping an eye on that score in Denver, John, with the Broncos holding on to a 1-point lead. Remember, if Denver loses, Kansas City wins, and the Chiefs win the division, and they're home for round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's 7-6, and you got Phillip Rivers on the other side against Brock Osweiler. Phillip Rivers, I promise you, I know they're all banged up as a team. He feels confident about his ability to move it, and he'd like nothing more than to send the Denver Broncos home.
Amazing. Denver could either be the #1 seed or a wild card team. It's nuts. Here's Jones. A big 70-yard kick return earlier. This one a lot shorter. Out across the 22. Well, tonight, one man and his friends making mistakes so you don't have to. Don't miss Cooper Barrett's Guide to Surviving Life series premiere tonight on Fox. John, the Raiders have 115 yards. We're midway through the third quarter. Their offense has been completely stymied here.
Yeah, it has been. And Derek Carr needs to do his best Alex Smith impression and really establish some rhythm, something that he has not been able to today against this Chiefs defense.
It's Andre Holmes in motion. Carr, pressure again. They're going to set up a screen, and Murray breaks 1 tackle on the next 2 or 3. Bailey was there with the initial pressure on Murray, but he had a lot of fighting there just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the pursuit. I mean, I like the play call. You got a team coming upfield. The screen's a great call, but they just react so well. It looked like something was there, and then the hustle of Bailey and Poe, all of these guys up front, just an impressive group.
And so it's 2nd and 8. Carr 10 of 18, 90 yards and a pick today. Run it to Murray. Yeah, Murray. 2-yard gain. Everything is tough for him today. 11 carries, 31 yards. That time Derek Johnson on the stop. Remind you, Murray came in 4th in the league in rushing, over 1,000 yards in his career.
Kevin, there's Tamahali. They're using him judiciously today. Only on 3rd down. You see that big club on his right hand. He's dealing with that. He's got a knee that swells every now and then. They're bringing him down in on 3rd down for a little pass rush, but they want him fresh and right for their playoff run.
3rd down, Raiders are 1 of 8 here. They throw it over the middle, and they got Walford, the tight end. Good moves, another good move, and that's a great effort to get a 1st down. Out to the 35, and he gains 10.
Well, and it was a poor effort in tackling by Sean Smith. He's got Walford lined up and then forgets he has arms and tries to shoulder him down. Another missed tackle by Derek Johnson and Eric Berry, and the usually short tackling Kansas City Chiefs exposed on that 3rd down.
They really like this Walford, who they drafted out of Miami in the 3rd round. He came in with 24 catches, 3 TDs. And he's a good receiver. Picks it up there on 1st down. They'll throw it outside, incomplete. Trying to get Amari Cooper involved. He's been pretty quiet, as has the whole Raider offense.
I'm telling you, the more I watch this Marcus Peters kid, I mean, this is an incompletion, but watch his aggressiveness. He knows the screen's coming, so he fights through the block and makes it a tough throw and catch. Everything he does at the cornerback position contests the receiver and makes it tough on opposing quarterbacks.
Well, John, it's not just that he's got 8 interceptions to lead the league. He had 25 passes defensed to also lead the league. Guys everywhere. 2nd and 10. Murray. Make that halloo in the game now. And he's going to lose. Like to welcome those who are watching Seattle and Arizona Seahawks in a blowout there. Welcome to Kansas City along with Pam Oliver and John Lynch. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Chiefs up 13. San Diego just took the lead in front of Denver. What does that mean? If Denver loses, Kansas City wins. The Chiefs will win the division, get a home playoff game next week. that would mean also that New England would stay the #1 seed and the Bengals would get a first-round bye. So a lot hinges on that Denver score. 3rd and 10 for the Raiders. Carr has time over the middle. There's the tight end Walford again, but he's short of a first down.
Carr's pass complete
To the 42, but that's not going to be enough. It's going to be a couple yards short. So a quick recap of what's gone on here was a 4-point game, but then the Raiders forgot to block Alexander, so he blocked the punt out of the end zone for a safety. With a good field position, they went down the field quickly. They had a touchdown to the backup tight end Harris, his first career touchdown, and the ugly dance to boot. And just like that, 23-10, Chiefs in front. Now they'll get the ball back again with King set to punt, who had the last one blocked. This one's going to bounce, and it's going to take a good bounce for Kansas City. Up near the 29-yard line. Chiefs defense has been doing the job all day long. They've won 9 in a row, and this defense is a reason why. They're up 13 here from Arrowhead.
Game is sponsored by Verizon. Better matters.
Back to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Cold, I should say. Cold and chilly night. America's game of the week here on Fox. Chiefs up by 13 after the punt block and the touchdown drive here in this third quarter. And they've got it again with Smith. Pressure, airing it out for Maclin, incomplete. Oh, you said Charles Woodson in his final game trying to go up and get one. Oh, and Maclin is hurt, and so is Woodson. Woodson up, Maclin not. So they tend to Maclin. Chiefs can ill afford to lose their leading receiver with the playoffs starting next week. Injury timeout in KC. That was the very back of Jeremy Maclin going back to the Chiefs locker room. Here's why.
Well, watch Charles Woodson run into him, and then nothing hits harder than that thing called the ground, especially in December in Kansas City when it's cold and crisp. That hurts that backside of Jeremy Maclin.
Second down, they're going to run it here, and they go up. Good efforts by Ware, who gets out to the 35, is going to pick up 6 yards. Watch every NFL playoff game live on your phone with NFL Mobile. John, it may be common sense to speak, but for those who are casually football fans, Chiefs have lost their best offensive player for the year. They cannot lose Jeremy Maclin for the playoffs. Simple.
No, that would just be so debilitating for the Kansas City Chiefs. Maclin has been such a great addition. It's opened things up for Alex Smith in this offense. That would be huge. Fortunately, I think that's just a hard fall that hurts, but I think he'll be all right.
Meanwhile, after this play, you won't believe what just happened in Denver. Everything hinging on that game. Third down. Smith. And over the middle, and did Wilson connect? No, it's Conley who caught the ball. Nice play by the rookie Chris Conley, and he's got a first down.
Chris Conley getting his hands underneath.
Wow.
And holding on. Great catch by Conley.
So Brock Osweiler and the Broncos turned it over on 5 straight possessions. They yanked him. Peyton Manning's in the game. They just scored a touchdown.
Who? Not a bad backup, huh?
They're looking at that play apparently on a run from Anderson. Unbelievable. So they're pending that touchdown. We'll let you know. First down on a nice catch from Conley. Where the fake to him. Good blitz pickup, and Smith gonna let it fly for Conley, and it's too long. Woodson's there to lay the shoulder. But Charles Woodson's going out his last half with some flair, isn't he, John?
You watch the blitz pickup by Ware on the play action. Impressive to come out of that. Alex Smith tries to just launch one. Dangerous. You got an old safety back there in his 18th year, but you also have one of the best players who ever played the game in Charles Woodson, who still can play that center field as good as anyone in year 18.
Conley, who is getting more reps anyway, in for the injured Maclin, number 17. And we get movement here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 96. 5-yard penalty, and it will remain second down.
Well, Kevin, in this game, it's rare to play 18 years, but I think even more rare. I just started thinking this week, it seems to me he's been more productive late in his career. We look it up, and sure enough, look at that. The second half of his career, 40 interceptions as opposed to 25. His sacks went up, his tackles. This guy gets better with time. It's unbelievable. And the only reason he needs to leave is just because he doesn't have that fire anymore, because he's still playing lights out.
Pretty incredible career. 2nd and 5. They're going to run it here, and out to the 48 that time is Spencer Ware. He's got a pretty good couple of coaches too, doesn't he?
Well, there's Rod Woodson, a guy who played corner and then moved to safety and is in the Hall of Fame. There's Marcus Robertson, who was a tremendous free safety in his time, and Charles Woodson lists him as one of his top 3 coaches ever, and really credits Marcus Robinson with teaching him how to play the safety position.
By the way, that Denver call was reversed, so they're now on the 1, trailing the Chargers 13-7. Keep you updated. 3rd and 2 for the Chiefs, trying to extend their lead. It's at 13 points with a minute to go in the 3rd. Blitz, Smith in trouble, gets away, penalties fly, and is dragged down. Ben Heaney, the rookie, was there first. Well, let's check on the penalties.
Holding, offense, number 76. This penalty declined. The result of the play is 4th down.
Duvernay Tardif, the right guard, 76. He tries to peel off, and that's called a lookout block, just holding on so his quarterback doesn't get hurt. And Andy Reid will take that right now. He doesn't want free shots on Alex Smith, and Tardif wise just to hold on.
So Raiders D gets a hold, waning seconds of this 3rd quarter. Look at the ball back, trailing 13, but they haven't been able to do much against this Chiefs defense all day long. Colquitt to punt it away. Last 3 punts all inside the 20 for Colquitt. He's been great today. Here is Ross, no fair catch, so he did call it, and he has it at the 22. Raiders football down 13, 18 seconds to go in the 3rd. Scanning the crowd here at Arrowhead. Aerial coverage today provided by Nationwide, giving you all these great shots. 18 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Chiefs 23, Raiders 10. Raiders football, their offense has been shut down. Just 135 total yards today. Carr. Time, throws, dropped. So even when Carr gets a little time, that time Cooper can't hang on.
Kevin, I think it tells you how good this Kansas City defense is when they can play without Justin Houston, their best player, Tamba Hali, one of their top players, and they still are giving up 12 points per game, and Oakland struggling to move it. There's Justin Houston on the sidelines. They've rested him. This is his 5th straight game inactive with a hyperextended knee. They hope to have him back for the playoffs, but they're special without him.
He's caught, pressure, and down he goes. He got a DeVito sandwich.
Well, they bring guys off the sideline. Desmond Moses rarely plays, but he forces Carr to step up into DeVito. Another sack for the Kansas City Chiefs.
End of the 3rd quarter, Chiefs up 13. 4th quarter, it's 23-10 Chiefs, and Kansas City defensive coordinator Bob Sutton. The Goopaline is fixed now. I'll tell you what, John, maybe he doesn't get the hat right all the time, but he's a tremendous football coach. And what did he tell us about the pass rush, which has 4 sacks today? He said, you just want to raise the quarterback's heart rate.
Just a little bit, and I think Derek Carr's heartbeat's raised a lot.
3rd and 19. Does have time here. Coverage drops, coming near side. First catch of the day from Seth Roberts, and Roberts, see what the mark is. I think he's got a 1st down. They mark it right in front of us.
That's an impressive throw. They give him time, and watch what he does with this throw. This is a back shoulder, and you can't throw it any better, and Roberts brings it in, both feet down, control. Really well done by Carr and Roberts.
Impressive. They moved the chains, and we couldn't see exactly where the spot was. It's right in front of us, in front of the KC bench. But it is enough for a 1st down at 19 yards First catch for Roberts, who's developed into a nice slot receiver for this team. On first down, Carr, sack number 5. Dropped again. This time it's Jay Howard. I'd say the heart rate is up.
And you can't hold it that long against this defense because guys like Jay Howard, who's had an exceptional year, his 5th sack. There's Howard working on the outside, and he's just going to keep rushing, and that's just holding the ball too long because Howard did not beat his guy right away, but he's going to keep coming if you allow him, and Carr either needs to throw it away.
We showed you earlier this Chiefs defense has allowed 12 points a game in their 9-game winning streak. I mean, today they've been incredible against a talented offensive team. Carr near side, and the catch is made by Rivera, one of the tight ends, one of the 4 tight ends on this team. But it's going to be a short gain to Rivera, and Carr looks like he got hurt on that throw.
Holding that right hand. It's going to be tough in this cold weather as well once you ding that thing to grip the ball.
Let's see if we can see it.
Right off the helmet of his right tackle, Jamarcus Webb.
Well, Matt McGloin's the backup. He gets up, but Carr not coming out. 3rd and 13. Four-man rush. Carr just has to get rid of it and does. And he's got a completion again to the tight end Walford. That's going to be shy of a first. He's going to be down to the 39. Smith, Crabtree's had words. And I wonder if the Raiders might decide to go here down 13, but they're going to punt.
And you wonder if Derek Carr's hand was in a different state if they wouldn't have stayed out there.
Yeah.
In my mind, you're going home. Why not go for it? You're not going to the playoffs.
Right.
Try to put it on Kansas City a little bit, but Jack Del Rio, probably because of the hand of Derek Carr, decides not to.
And so King will have another punt. Hammond waiting back. This one sinks at the 22, bounces out of bounds inside the 20 around the 19-yard line. Chiefs defense turning up the heat. 5 sacks of Derek Carr, and they have been smothering today.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. By Domino's. Order online and track your order. And by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL.
Main Street, Kansas City. 12:05 to go in the game from Arrowhead. 23-10 Chiefs, who are already in the playoffs, trying for a home game and a division win. They'll get that with their win and a Denver loss, but Denver just took the lead over San Diego with Peyton Manning in the game. Meanwhile, nice juking, nice running from Spencer Ware. And we have an injury update. Let's check in with Pam Oliver.
Well, there, Kevin, wide receiver Jeremy Maclin, a huge player for the Chiefs offense, as we all know. He was injured a little while ago. The Chiefs are saying it's a hip injury. As you see, he's currently standing on the sidelines. They're not sure if he comes back, if he will come back, but it has not been ruled out. All right, as you know, he's back in the game, naturally.
Pam, obviously.
It always works that way.
Obviously the good luck charm, Pam, for Jerry. There you go. That's good news for the Chiefs because that looked ugly, but he is back in, Pam. Perfect timing with your report. Here's Ware again with a big hole out across the 40 to the 41. Game break. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
All right, you mentioned it earlier. After 5 turnovers, Brock Osweiler was benched by Denver. Peyton Manning in the game and led them immediately to an 8-play, 80-yard drive to take the lead for in San Diego, against San Diego, 14-13. That one late in the 3rd quarter, but Peyton Manning now quarterback in the Broncos. Kevin?
I'd ask you this. Has a #1 seed ever had a quarterback controversy going into the playoffs? It's unbelievable. Gary Kubiak's not going to sleep well. Who do I play?
Run it to Ware again, who's had a nice day, and he continues running hard all the way out near midfield and near another first down. Running hard is Ware, 10 carries, 60 yards. I'm going to up you on that. As a 5-time MVP, ever been a backup quarterback?
Never.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, certain times, just certain matchups. And last time, about a month ago, that the Chiefs played the Raiders, it was Ware that kind of took over and was the lead back. Sharkandrick West has been their guy since Jamal Charles went out. But in these two games, it's Spencer Ware who stepped up and been their best runner.
Funny how that works. But then again, it's nice to have two guys to help fill in for the injured Jamal Charles. This is the 2nd and 1. 10-minute mark left to go. Chiefs up by 13. Here is West. He's got a first down. Down to the Raider 46. He's got a gain of 4. And now the Chiefs trying to run this ball and run some clock as they watch the scoreboard as well here in Kansas City.
Kevin, I remember early in the year, Andy Reid, the offensive line was struggling. And I remember meeting with him prior to the Chicago game, and he said, John, in Philly, we weren't always the best, but we had guys like Runyon, like Hank Fraley. They would fight you. We got to get back to fighting. And guys, he was looking for that right 5. He's found him. Remember, Ja Reed is out at the right tackle, but these guys are fighting. They're winning the line of scrimmage, and it's been an impressive resurrection of this offensive line.
Here's West spinning his way for a 4-yard gain. Yeah, it's funny. Andy said, you know, sometimes it's still a little ugly, but it's just for the team that needs to run the ball to be successful, even without Charles.
Andy's got such a great sense of humor. He said, you know, our center, he's young. He played defensive line a couple of years ago. Our right guard, Duvernay Tardif, he's still learning English. He's a French Canadian, you know, so we got some issues, but we're working through them.
It's funny you mentioned that's Laurent Duvernay Tardif, 6th-round draft pick last year. Why does he speak French? He grew up in Montreal. As a matter of fact, he's a current med student. Guy's a doctor. Smith away from Mack. Lookin's going to run. Why not? It seems to work every other time. It works here. Another first down. Alex Smith dancing along the sidelines, and that has been a real weapon today.
So Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Tyrod Taylor, all of those guys. But of late, the best running quarterback in football has been Alex Smith. The numbers say it, and the pictures say it even better. Look at that speed getting to the edge and then turning it up.
11 yards for Smith. He's got 59 yards rushing today. He's at 496 on the year. He came into today with a career high for rushing yards. It just seems like every week he's relying on it more and more. Not that that's a bad thing. He's picking up big yards. Play clock at 1. They get it off on first down. Ware. And fights his way down to the 25. Good pickup. He's got 7 on first down.
These are championship drives. I mean, this is what you want late in the game. 13-point lead. You want to eat clock. And you do that by winning the line of scrimmage. This offensive line is stepping up. Spencer Ware is running well. You see the rush yards. Kansas City dominating in that aspect of the game.
Macklin just taking a break. But obviously good news, the fact that he's been back in and back on the sidelines. Maybe a little sore, but they will need him next week. They're playing next week no matter what, whether they win the division today or not. On second down, coming near side, and Ware beginning to wear the Raiders out. That'll be enough for a first down, I believe. Let's see where they mark it.
This is really nice execution. You're going to see Kelsey come down and put the lid, and then the fullback Sherman going to lead it outside along with Fisher. Really well executed, and nothing but open ground for Spencer Ware to get outside. That's very well executed run game by the Kansas City Chiefs.
And the spot is a hair shy of a first. It's funny, Andy Reid just went and kind of stood over the ball as if to say, wait a second. So it's 3rd and, I don't know, half a football. They'll run it, and that will be enough to move the chains. Chiefs just wearing out the clock now, ticking towards 6 minutes to go with a 13-point lead. And again, Denver in front of San Diego by 1. That game is early in the 4th quarter in Denver. 13:51 left there. 5:57 left in the wonderful career of that man, Charles Woodson. 18 years, started out as Mr. Ohio in his high school football career. Did everything at Michigan. Did everything in this league. And now a timeout by Kansas City. A farewell to one of the greats. Long drive by the Chiefs. They've already taken 6:19 off the clock. They're milking a 13-point lead, and they're trying to add some more. 10th play of the drive, 5:47 to play. Chiefs are in the playoffs, still can win the division if they hold on and if Denver loses. Denver up 1 early fourth quarter in their game. New center is Zach Fulton, number 73, because Mitch Morse came off with an injury. Meanwhile, West is in trouble, and he is going to go nowhere.
Kevin, we talked about the fight Andy Reid wanted from his fight. They're fighting right here. But he wanted that from his offensive line. Eric Fisher mixing it up. But Mitch Morse, you mentioned Zach Fulton in at center. Andy Reid went on. He got nicked up. And Andy Reid was on there calling him out. And Mitch Morse not happy he's coming out. And getting a little upset with the trainer. And that's the kind of fight that Andy Reid wants out of his guys.
This drive, 9 rushes. They're not interested in passing. They're just trying to run this clock. And now play clock was down to 0, so the Chiefs took a timeout. Kansas City trying to salt away their 10th straight win.
Is sponsored by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online. Sign up now.
Broncos adding a 48-yard field goal from McManus. They're up 4. 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Broncos win. They've got the number 1 seed. If they lose and the Chiefs win the division and have a home playoff game. This is all about running the clock out for Kansas City. This drive has been all running. 11th play, all runs on this drive, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. How about that? I mean, they're 1-5 start the year. 9 straight. This franchise has never won 10 in a row. Andy Reid has never won 10 in a row, but they're about to do it.
And Alex Smith flat out said it was Andy's leadership. He didn't point the finger at us. He said, I got to be better. We got to be better. And he took ownership for it. And Alex Smith said he was just brilliant in bringing them out of the doldrums into the hottest team in the league.
3rd down and 9. Smith just going to throw it to West in the flat, and Heaney there to drag him down. So a field goal try. Game break time. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, we don't usually show you a field goal, but every point counts when it comes to Denver and Kansas City. Brandon McManus' 48-yarder gives Denver a 4-point lead over San Diego, an important game for your game as well.
Kurt, we appreciate it. We're going to check in with you for Peyton Manning cutaway shots, too, in a minute, so just hang with us. But obviously, that's important. Denver wins. They win the division. They get the number 1 seed because New England was shocked in Miami today. This would be a 39-yard field goal for Cairo Santos. Would make it a 16-point lead. Raiders, keep in mind, they've blocked 5 kicks this year. They have that ability. Santos gets this away and puts it home. 26-10 Chiefs. And we have a penalty flag.
Holding. Offense number 87. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. 4th down.
So now, instead of adding 3 points on the board, that would make it a 49-yard field goal.
Travis Kelce, the right wing on the kick protection. Say right there, going to hook 38 carry and just kind of gets him right around the neck. Tony Corrente looking right at it. And Travis Kelce doesn't like the call, but I'd say good call, Tony Corrente.
So move it back to a 49-yard try. His long this year is 53. He's got a big leg. This is within his range for sure. 9 of 11 on 40-yard, between 40 and 50. And what was that? Santos now going to pass it to Sherman, and that's a disaster. And so the Raiders will take over with 3:15 to go and 3 timeouts. Not sure what that was, but not what Andy Reid wanted. Wow. Raiders football still down 13. Well, wild game in Denver. The Chargers back in front. They just score a touchdown, so they're up by 3. Wow. Phillip Rivers incoming, not going down. Meanwhile, after one of the most bizarre field goal tries, didn't go well for Kansas City. The Raiders take over, but a drop by Crabtree. Game break time. Let's get that with Kurt.
Well, here's how San Diego scored. Phillip Rivers hooking up with undrafted rookie Tyrell Williams out of Western Oregon. His first NFL catch, an 80-yard score, put San Diego back on top. 2017. Looks like this is going to be a fun finish, Kevin and John.
Kurt, did you say first NFL catch? What a way to break in the league. Unbelievable.
Wow, that is crazy. Well, 2nd and 10. Raiders trying to have some last life here. Just 152 total yards today. 4-man rush. Carr in trouble, going to run. Why not? He's been sacked 5 times. And he gets out to the 35. Please explain what happened on this field goal.
Well, Kevin, I'm paid to analyze, but I got nothing for you because Cairo Santos, I have no idea. He's paid to kick. He throws a nice ball, but you're supposed to kick it, Cairo. I got no idea.
3rd down, Carr, quick hitter outside. Roberts tackled short of the first down. What a tremendous tackle on the play by Ron Parker.
He's a really good player. You talked about his sacks earlier, but tackling in space, that's something this Kansas City team does as well as any defense in the league.
4th down, Raiders have to go. 2.5 to play, they're down 13. They're going to run, bobbled by Halou, and then forward enough for first down.
Latavius Murray, the ball carrier.
You just have to look at the reaction to that play on the field goal. Here's Andy Reid.
He's saying
there's a flag on that play too. Now this is great. Brock Olivo, one of the assistants. That is beautiful.
I don't know what he's doing. I really don't. Can't help you.
Taunting. Defense number 38. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
It's one of the best reactions I've ever seen. Assistant special teams for this Chiefs squad. It's just a bizarre play. So a big penalty. 15 yards on the Chiefs defense. Raiders aren't done yet. 2:14 to go. They've got all 3 timeouts. Chiefs trying to close it out, knowing they can win the division if they do. 1st and 10 on the 45. Carr pumps, throws it deep, no one home. And now we get a penalty flag and another.
Ron Parker was going to get beat on the double move, and he just held on to him. Probably a wise decision at that point.
That's Roberts.
There's Parker reaching out and grabbing Seth Roberts, and knowing he was beat.
Pass interference. Defense. The ball placed at the spot of the foul with an automatic first down.
Poor Tony Corrente's jaw's getting frozen down there. He's having trouble getting him out.
It's cold. It's cold, and it's gotten colder because of the late start here in Kansas City today. And so a couple of big penalties, and look at the Raiders here, down to the 31 with 2:08 to play. Needing scores and needing them quickly. Carr, pressure. Kidd as he throws, going deep. Crabtree, got it! Touchdown! I mean, Crabtree, I think, literally threw Peters to the ground. No call, but it's 6 for Oakland.
Now, Peters has to be careful. He's done this before in terms of not getting an unsportsmanlike. He didn't like the call. And there they are outside. The guy's outside. Crabtree working against Peters. He threw him down, but Peters got to keep his feet. A big hit on Derek Carr by Sorensen.
You know, looking at that again, I think Peters slipped just as much. I think it's probably a good no call. But how about that? So the 2 big penalties, and that botched field goal is not funny anymore.
3 timeouts left for the Raiders, so they can kick the onside. They certainly don't have to.
Extra point is good. What a turn of events. The holding penalty by Kelsey took the field goal off the board. Then the botched brain cramp from Santos. They don't get the field goal. 2 big penalties, and then a touchdown to Crabtree.
And look, he slips right there. Now, Crabtree does push him a little after the fact, but it's a plain and simple slip by Marcus Peters, the corner. David Carr hanging tough in there as Sorensen brings him to the ground.
You got 3 timeouts, John. Are you kicking here? You don't need to do an onside kick if you don't want to. What's your call?
Probably after that last drive, if I'm Jack Del Rio and I saw Kansas City dominate the line of scrimmage, I'm probably going for the onside kick. As tough as it is, you do have those 3 timeouts. Your defense has been playing better. But after I saw that last drive, Kansas City going up and down the field, converting first down after first down, I'm kicking the onside kick.
Meanwhile, for Crabtree, it's his 9th touchdown catch of the year. It ties his career high. After the last couple of years were quiet for him in San Francisco, he's rebuilt his career this year. He's had a great year. Got a new contract in December.
Kevin, we saw him at the end of his run at San Francisco. I think he had gained some weight. He looked slow. He didn't look inspired. Looks like a different guy this year. Derek Carr said he and Crabtree clicked right away, and it's been really good together.
Crabtree played with Derek's brother David, and now they do the onside kick. Little trickeration, and it's recovered by Kansas City. Branch recovered. And they tried to fool the Chiefs, but they were more than ready. 2-minute warning as the trick onside does not work. Chiefs will try and finish this up. Just a wild game in Denver. 35-yard McManus field goal ties it up at 20. Denver wins. They've got the 1 seed. If they lose, if Kansas City hangs on here, Chiefs win the division and will have a home game next week. So that's what's going on. The Panthers are crushing Tampa in the NFC, so they're going to get home field advantage in the #1 seed. So Raiders have 3 timeouts left. Chiefs have 1:58 left in this game, up by 6. Give it to Ware. Looking for a seam, and Ware is going to have 3 yards. Timeout called by Oakland. Their first game break for us. Kurt Menefee.
All right, nothing decided in Denver yet. Brandon McManus, a 35-yard field goal. Peyton Manning's been in for 3 drives. Denver scored 3 times. Game all tied at 20. 9:45 left in regulation. Kevin, John, and Pam.
All right, Kurt, thanks.
Kevin, this is really, you've got 2 more timeouts if you're the Raiders. So the key, you absolutely have to not let the Chiefs get the first down, because then game's over. But if not, the Raiders have the ball. And remember, it's only a 6-point game, so a touchdown extra point beats the Chiefs. A lot hanging in the balance. 2 timeouts left for the Raiders.
Yeah, they will have a decent amount of time if they can stop them on these next 2 downs. They'll run it here, and that's a big stuff. That goes nowhere. Lorenzo Alexander was there. Another timeout, I'm sure, to be called. Here it is. 1:47 to go. That wasted only a few seconds. Here's the thing for the Chiefs, John. They've been in the playoffs. They just haven't won in the playoffs in a really long time. As a matter of fact, it was January 1994. Joe Montana was the quarterback. 3 touchdown passes on the day. And that one right there. Cap it off, Marcus Allen, a touchdown run. They beat the Oilers. That's the last time they've lost 9 straight playoff games. So that's Kansas City is looking to overcome starting next week.
People feeling good here in Kansas City. It worked for the Royals this year, so they're thinking the Chiefs are next in line.
By the way, it's the first year ever that the Royals and Chiefs in the playoffs in the same year. Huge down. Raiders trying to keep this game alive. A first down would end it. 3rd down. Smith gonna run it. Yeah, he is not gonna get it. He is sandwiched by Justin Ellis, and the Raiders will stop the clock with 1:40 to go.
You see the coverage across the middle of the field, but this is Alex Smith. His eyes go down. His first instinct's to run as opposed to just stepping in and stepping up in the pocket. Jeremy Maclin hot because he feels like he's held, and he was, by Hayden.
So we have 1:40 left. The Raiders are out of timeouts, but they're going to get the ball back. Colquitt has been fantastic at pinning the ball deep and pinning it inside the 20. Charles Woodson in his final game in his unit do the job here. This is not over. Ross hasn't had any room to return because Colquitt's been great today. Gets this one off. Fair catch called for by Ross, and there you go from the 11. Raiders will have to go 89 yards if they're going to win this in a minute 34. No timeouts. Big East playing some good hoops. I'll tell you that. 4 teams ranked in the top 16. Wednesday it's a double dip, including 16th ranked Villanova taking on Seton Hall. 6th ranked Xavier battling St. John's. Coverage begins 7 Eastern. Only on your home for the Big East, FS1.
Kevin, I got to tell you, in this AFC West, obviously Denver and Kansas City, a lot to play for today. Oakland and San Diego, not a whole lot other than pride. They both showed up. My old coach Sam Weish in Tampa, in the bad days for the Buccaneers, used to say, hey, you can bring the U-Hauls, just don't start the engines. They haven't started the engines.
Got to go 89 yards for the win in a minute 34. 4-man rush. Carr been sacked 5 times. Looking for some help. Fires a dart, and it's complete to Murray. He does not go out of bounds, though.
It's a good job by Johnson tackling him right away so that he could not go out of bounds.
Trying to run a play here instead of spiking, and they usually always waste more time. They get it off pretty quickly. Carr over the middle again to Murray. That's not going to work. Clock is ticking down to a minute. No timeouts. They're going to try and run another play here.
That's the key for Bob Sutton's defense. They can catch it, make the tackle, and make that clock tick.
Carr, Roberts has got to get out of bounds. And he does, but stop the clock. The problem is he's nowhere near a first down. So it'll be a 3rd down with 45 seconds to go.
This is where you would love to have Justin Houston and Tama Ali to finish games off. That's what great pass rushers do. Instead, they have Frank Zombo and Desmond Moses in there. D4 just came out of the game.
Third and 8. Carr fires incomplete. He was looking for Roberts. And so it'll come down to this, and there's a penalty. Hang on. Penalty thrown at the 41 in the defensive backfield. So this may be a first down for Oakland.
Pass interference. Defense number 56. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
There's Derek Johnson. He has that, I think it's more of a hold, if anything. A late call, but the correct call is he grabbed clock.
So the penalties for the Chiefs, 3 huge ones. The last 2 drives have allowed this game to stay alive for Oakland. Still got a long way to go and only 40 seconds to do it and no timeouts, and they need a touchdown. Carr in trouble. Down he goes. It's loose. Raiders, I think, recover. We get a penalty flag, too. Frank Zombo, the guy with the forced fumble.
There is no foul on the play. He's mistaken for a beanbag. Fumble. The clock continues to run.
Meanwhile, wait a second. So the clock is running, and now they'll spike it. Boy, that was weird.
Well, Tony Corrente meant to throw his beanbag to mark the fumble, instead threw a flag, and the clock did stop just for a second before he wound it again.
Listen, in Tony's defense, he probably can't feel his fingers at this point. So it's 3rd and 21 with 22 seconds.
But Frank Zombo doing his best Justin Houston impression. Dontari Poe had that ball in his hands. It came out.
Raiders need a miracle. Four-man rush. Carr just going to dump it off at this point. Rivera, the tight end's got a long way to go. He's got to get out of bounds, and he doesn't. He does not get out of bounds.
Smart football. Smart football by Sean Smith and Derek Johnson, just holding him up and not letting him get out of bounds.
They can't spike it. It's 4th down. They've got to snap it. And they won't get it off. The Chiefs have won the game. They hold on. And if San Diego somehow pulls it out in Denver, the Chiefs will win the division. That game is tied at 20. But here in Kansas City, it's 10 in a row for these red-hot Chiefs.
10 in a row, Kevin. That's hard to do. And people can say, hey, they don't have much hope in the playoffs. But I'm telling you, in this league, when you've won 10 in a row, you're doing a lot right. This Chief team is going to be hard to beat.
Oh, they're in. Now we'll see if they get a home playoff game, depending on what happens in that Denver-San Diego game. Charles Woodson in a brace with Jeremy Maclin. The last game in the 18-year career. Look at this.
One of the best ever. And great respect from a young rookie having a great year, Marcus Peters. But Charles Woodson, I played against him. One of the great players in this league. He left the game better, and that's what you're supposed to do. Sean Smith, really smart, saying you can go inside, you're not going out. And then Derek Johnson pulling them back in bounds and just holding them up. Smart football by the Kansas City Chiefs.
And because it was then 4th down, they couldn't spike it. They had to run a play. They couldn't do it in time. And the Chiefs hold on for the 23-17 win. Charles Woodson walking off the field for the final 10. Final in Kansas City.